I'm Sean O'Connell, and I'm enrolled in the film program. For my experiences from networking, the best strategies that have worked for me is really being honest with people and definitely having work that you have worked on outside of school or anything you have in your portfolio. For instance, I use music videos or any trailers I've made to kind of give somebody a look into what I do for work. So I find that giving them a physical evidence of what you want to do is the best way, and then also just talking to people. I've never really had a bad experience networking, or at least I haven't had one yet. Actually, that's not true. There was a problematic member of the company I was working with once, and in VM, and it actually kind of ruined the work that we did. Not really ruined, but we weren't working as hard on the project because of our feelings, and so I feel like that affects networking negatively, is when you have a bad blood or a bad connotation between two companies or two individuals. So that's how I think that's what really hinders your networking, is holding a grudge. The most useful advice I've ever been given by a professional was when I contacted the Foley producer for the show Rebellion on Netflix, one of the Foley producers that worked on the show, and she told me that it's really the most important thing is how you're enjoying yourself on set. I mean, the project is important. She said don't forget about the project, but the more you learn and have fun working on a project is the more you'll learn. And then also she told me some technical stuff about sound recording and how to some skills on how to get better Foley in your films. I definitely need to work on my networking with other individuals that aren't in person, because a lot of networking I do is in person. But I definitely need to start reaching out on my social media platforms to network with professionals, and also getting down on productions. The emailing idea, I believe, is a good way to meet professionals that have projects that have been completed, but I'm not too sure if it's really a concrete way of meeting professionals, or at least networking with professionals that are working in the industry now, because honestly they're really busy, and I don't think they'd answer that. At least not producers, which is what I kind of study. So it's really difficult to get a hold of a producer. The research I found the most interesting was definitely location scouts for some of the more famous locations to film at that we can in the city. And we did this while planning our second episode for the show, or not the show, but the comic series. There is one site that I used a lot. I definitely used Lynda a lot. Not for schoolwork, but I use a lot in my personal life for a lot of the sound design stuff that I work on with any production or project I have. I definitely am going to continue researching how to be a producer, because outside of school I personally would like to consider myself on the work that I do as a video promotions producer. The creative writing industry is very influential to story creation and story development for both motion pictures and the television industry. If I had to define the film industry in two sentences, I would say that the film industry is any one person or group that has the ability or passion to capture something on film to further spread the story of that moment, or even the narrative of that situation, to more and more audiences. The media communication industry to me is an industry that focuses mainly on marketing and spreading topics that are either influential or really gaining following, a recent following. And the media communications job is really to spread and release more and more content about a specific client or project, that so that others can further understand what they're either investing in or viewing, or even just experiencing. I believe that every industry relies on each other. For instance, creative writing. If we didn't have creative writers, then we wouldn't have a film industry, because we wouldn't have any stories to film. And if we didn't have any films that were being filmed, then we wouldn't have anything or at least we wouldn't have as many options for the media communications students or even professionals to further market. And each career relies on the last, because they are you need creative writers to write a story, you need filmmakers to film that story, and you need media communications people to spread the story. So the way that I would use these other industries to further my own brand is I'd use a media communication student or professional to better bolster my social media presence, just any networking possibilities that I needed that I couldn't do in person. Thank you for everybody who has seen this video. My name is Sean O'Connell. I'm a film student at Full Sail University, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in and watching my competency video.